Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I'm here with a very exciting pattern release. Today's video is actually going to be much longer. I want to share my Destashify makes and also my plans for next month, and I also have a really exciting Destashify offer. But this was going to be too much of a video, so you're going to get a bonus video this week. So tomorrow I'm going to post the, splitting this up into two separate videos. So tomorrow will be the Destashify video. You definitely want to come back. I've got some wonderful things that I've made. You've seen some of them, but I've got plans with the new fabric that I got, and I also, again, have a really good coupon code for you guys for tomorrow. So definitely check back again tomorrow for that. Today's will be, you know, a little bit shorter just because we're just talking about this newest pattern release. So this is the new Itch to Stitch Aria button up, and it is so good. All right, guys, this one comes in tunic length, it comes in shirt length, it comes in dress length. It's got short sleeves, long sleeves with the beautiful cuff, or that's not buttoned, tower placket. It comes in, I'll show these up close a little bit more. It comes with a, the regular, sorry, this is kind of out of range here. Can you kind of see that a little better? We'll scoot her back. Okay, it comes with a collar stand combo. It also comes with just a banded collar, full size range, full bust, standard bust. It's a relaxed button-up shirt. So when I say relaxed button-up shirt, the standard bust front actually doesn't even have darts. It's just a relaxed without being like overly boxy. It's fitted through the shoulders. But the full bust pieces do come with a dart. So if you are in need, I always prefer to have a dart, always. So the full bust option does have the dart. Which is, if you need to do any more of a full bust adjustment, that's very easy to do, or just wear it as is, and that's fine with me. I don't have to do an additional full bust adjustment when I use the full bust. Okay, even more exciting, before we get into what I've made two of them, but before I get into what I've made, there's another exciting thing that comes with this pattern. So Tammy has made a workshop. I think it's similar to the Metro workshop they did, but this is a class that you can buy, and she walks you through making the entire pattern. It is being sold, so today is release day. You have a whole release week to get the pattern and the workshop bundled for $25. After, or if you just want the pattern, it goes down, oh, what is it, to $9.50 maybe? I can't remember what it is at a sale price, so for the next week, if you just want the pattern. After release week, the pattern will go up to $12.50, and the course will be $25 on its own. So if this is something that you are really interested in, I would definitely get that bundled price. And Tomcat 10 will get you an additional 10% off that. Off the pattern, off the bundle with the course, off just the course, whatever. It will get you an additional 10% off that if you're interested. And I have gotten to take a little sneak peek at it, and it's good. So if you want a little extra hand holding with a button-up shirt, I definitely recommend grabbing that, and it's a fantastic price. So yes, that is, yeah, I would definitely grab that. Okay, let's talk about the pattern a little bit. I've made two of these. I've made one for myself and one for my sister. I don't have any footage of this on my sister because I'm going to see her actually this weekend. And this is actually one of the patterns, the shirts that I made for her for the Selfless Sew April 22 challenge. So I'll be sharing that video actually on Friday, but I'll be seeing her on Friday, but obviously I won't have that footage beforehand. So I'll be showing footage of her in this shirt and in the other thing I've made her. I'll just pop that into next Tuesday's video. So I will have footage, just not until after this weekend. But this is the shirt version that I made for her, and I want to show you a couple of really cool things. So I've done the long sleeved. This is the medium with the standard bust, so I can't put this on myself because it won't button. It will not look good on me. I'm the medium with the full bust. But it's got, the pattern has this beautiful, I'm going to scoot up so you can see, the beautiful tower placket. It's got pleating. I mean, it's just your standard, you know, great button-up shirt details. It's got, you know, the cuff. I've used shell buttons for her version here. But this is what I find really cool. Oh, the shirt's got a yoke with a little pleat in the back. It's got a sewn-on placket. I did this one opposite of what the instructions. I did mine here, and I'll show it to you in a second, the way the instructions have you do it, but I just wanted to play around with it. So I did this one differently. So actually the placket goes to the inside of this one, which I kind of wish I'd done these opposite. I would have done the placket on the inside for this one just because of the plaid, and then done this one on the outside, but it's fine. So there, you can kind of see the seam there for the placket. But what's really cool, she has combined the collar stand and the collar into one pattern piece. So you can see there is not the seam that connects the collar stand to the collar. So you just omit that sewing step. I've never seen it done that way. And yeah, I mean, not that it's too hard to sew the collar into the collar stand, but it does take that step out. So, but it still has all the benefits of having the collar stand. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. And again, it also comes with a banded collar. Which is just the collar stand. I've not done that one yet, but I do love that look. That's great if you have a short neck, which I do. Okay, so everything's got a really good clean finish on the inside. This is a cotton gauze. It is the Robert Kaufman cotton gauze. I got this in two colors. Both shirts I'm making for my sister are in this cotton double gauze from Robert Kaufman, because that's what her request was. So I have serged my seam allowances, and I've just done, the side seams per normal. But the yoke gets finished off kind of in that burrito method, which also the shoulder seams get finished off that way as well. Honestly, let's see, I cut this out. I did another cutting out 5. Actually, I only got 4 this time because I was waiting on something for my sister's other shirt, which has not been done yet. But I did a big cutting out, so I'm really close to the camera now. Big cutting out. I also look really pink. Why do I look so pink today? I don't know what's happening with the lighting right now. But I did cut everything out, interfaced things and all of that. So I had everything cut out and interfaced and in a little pile, but I was able to sew this in under 2 hours yesterday. I mean, I know that I'm a fast seamstress, but that was even fast for me. So it's just, yeah, it's just a great, and the instructions are wonderful. There are additional instructions. I'll talk a little bit more, I'll talk a little bit more about those with the dress here in just a second. Oh, and then I finished off the hem with bias binding. It's just my preferred method of finishing off curved shirt tail hems. So I did that with bias binding that I had in my stash. It's actually bias binding I had made for my daughter's Anaconda Antithesis dress, which you'll see on Friday, actually. That is her Easter dress that I made, and that was another selfless sew, so that'll go in that video. But yeah, I just used what I had left. Actually, I used the end of it, of what I had made for the hem of this shirt. So that'll be a fun little pop. My sister's very excited about this. She had her colors done by the Color Guru. Oh, I got that for her birthday, which was in March. And she is a sunlit summer. And she has never worn yellow. She didn't think she could wear yellow, but she has a yellow. It's this yellow on her card. Maybe that's why I'm looking pink. I wonder if it is. So this is not my yellow. This is a cool yellow. Guys, that's why I'm looking so pink, because this is my sister's color palette. Do you think that's it? Look how pink I look. I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder. Anyway, this is a cool yellow. It's similar to my daughter's yellow that she can wear. She's a calm summer, but they're both cool palettes. So anyway, this is I made for my sister. She's excited to have this in her wardrobe to wear to baseball games so that she's covered, but then the double gauze will give her some breathability, and she can roll the sleeves, but then still be covered from the sun. So yes, so that is my first Aria. Now I will switch them out real quick and show you what the other one looks like. Okay, so for my version, I made the dress version. Now, another thing in this pattern, there's also a pocket piece that you can use. I just omitted it. I probably could have put it on my sister's. I never put the pocket piece on mine, so I just didn't print that off. But I made myself the dress version. I also didn't make any alterations to this at all, and I don't think she'll need them. She's pretty standard sizing, unlike me. Okay, so I had this fabric. This is a rayon challis. You guys have seen this before in this plaid, and I may have been under the influence when I decided to make this dress in this fabric, because that's the only explanation I can come up to. I wasn't, but that's the only explanation I can come up with why I would have a moment of insanity and decide to do a, I mean, you can make button-up shirts in rayons and silks and stuff that are a little more shifty, but why would I choose a plaid shifty fabric for a shirt like this. Why would I do that? But I did. So, and I think it turned out fine, but man, this was really, my matching is not great. I feel like the plaid is going wonky, like it's kind of like creepy, I don't know, hanging kind of interestingly on my body, which shows up just more just because of the lines, right? But this fabric is beautiful. I got this is a dead stock fabric from StyleMaker Fabrics, and I used it all for this dress. So again, I did the size medium with a full bust on this, and I've shortened this 2 inches at the lengthen and shorten line, because that's normally what I have to do for Love Notions patterns, and it seems to have worked fine. I didn't shorten the sleeves at all. I probably could have gotten away with shortening them, maybe not an inch, maybe like half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, but I was cutting out a lot of the pieces were the same for my sister's shirt and for this dress, and so I didn't shorten the sleeve because she needs the full length sleeve because she's much taller than me, but she's got much longer. She's got very long arms and legs, short torso like me, but very long arms and legs. So I knew that I needed to keep that, but it's still fine. Honestly, I wear my sleeves rolled with these type of shirt most of the time anyway. So yeah, so I used this round challis because I had a moment of insanity, and it turned out fine. I used these brown buttons from my stash. These kind of, they kind of have like a tortoiseshell look to them. From Wall Whack that worked out great. I cut my yoke on the bias because no one was going to be matching that up, which, I mean, anytime you cut shifty rayon on the bias, you're asking for issues. That actually turned out okay. I also did my cuffs on the bias. Again, I'll probably have those rolled most of the time. And I did my tower placket on the bias, which those both got interfaced like right away. So I didn't have as much issues with those as I could have had with the yoke. But I cut it out, and then this was the first thing I sewed. So after the cutting out session. So to try and mitigate all those issues. All right, with the dress version, there are instructions in the pattern for adding a elastic casing around the waist if you wanted to put like a little drawstring, or you could just do elastic, you know, just to have it in there. Tessa's made a couple with the casing, and it looks adorable. There's also instructions on if you wanted to make yourself like a fabric belt. There's not a pattern piece for the fabric belt, but there are measurements for, you know, what size you're making. I thought about making a fabric belt with this and then just decided against it. I have it paired. I'll show you what I look like in the dress now. So I have this paired with a belt, but then I also take off the belt at the end. I like it with the belt. I mean, it does like cinch in a little bit, but to be honest, it's so much more comfortable for my body to not have the belt on. I will say it is currently springtime here in the Northern Hemisphere. I sat at soccer games this weekend. The wind has been insane this weekend. I mean, like 30-mile-per-hour winds. It's just been very, very windy, but sunny. So it was like 80, gosh, it got up to like 87, I think, on Saturday, which is insane. And then Sunday, it was, I don't know, in the upper 70s, probably, as a high. We've come back down to reality here on Monday. And it was also sunny both days, but just really, really windy, where I could literally see the pollen flying around in the air, and I was outside for soccer games. And I am, in fact, if you can see any bags under my eyes, I'm 100% inflamed because environmental allergies also cause my body to react as it would to like food allergies. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, that I've eaten, you know, gluten or whatever. I also get super inflamed and have a reaction to seasonal allergies as well, like environmental things, which can also be chemical for me. Just gets real fun. So which will bloat my stomach. It inflames me everywhere. So I was really inflamed when, I mean, I had like a rock hard swollen stomach all weekend. And yeah, so it was much more comfortable for me not to have the belt on. So I like having the option is what I'm getting at. Because I've been, yeah, very, very inflamed. So on that note, I finished this off again with, bias binding I had in my stash, which kind of goes, it's really more my daughter's like a pinky purple, but I'm like, well, that goes nicely for the hem, and I already had made it up, so that went into the hem. But I just think, I mean, this is gonna be great to wear as the weather warms up because I can still keep myself covered from the sun a little bit, but it's rayon, so it feels like you're wearing almost nothing. But yeah, I really see myself probably wearing this more without a belt, just because that's more comfortable for me. But I have the option, and I have that kind of a lilac colored belt that just I had in my stash that I could definitely wear. And I have a little bit of this fabric left over if I wanted to make a fabric belt later on, but I do really like it even without the belt, even though it's probably not necessarily the most flattering. But also I feel like when I cinch in my waist, because I don't have hips, my hips are so straight that sometimes it can look like it makes my waist can look bigger because there's nothing to balance out my bust. Does that make sense? Maybe that's just in my head, but sometimes I feel like it's better if I go looser because then it gives the illusion that my hips are filling out the rest of the part of the dress. It's all about, you know, dressing for the illusion. So anyway, there you have it. Those are my two Arias. It was a very easy pattern, even in the incredibly shifty, what was I thinking fabric. I do like my end result, and this one was much easier because and it's even cotton gauze. Cotton gauze is not necessarily easy. And I will talk more about that with my sister's other shirt because I've had a lot of questions. Yeah, I'll talk about that more in the selfless sewing video that'll go up on Friday, but we'll talk more about cotton gauze. It is easier to sew than rayon, especially shifty rayon, but there you have it. Okay guys, definitely go grab that pattern and the class if you want some hand holding. It's good. And again, Tomcat 10 gets you 10% off all those even bundle prices and sale prices. It gets you an additional 10% off. So don't delay, go over now. All right guys, that's all I have for today. I'll be back tomorrow for a bonus video and we'll be talking about all of my Destashify makes and plans going forward for Destashify. All right guys, I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.